Well, two stars of the 2018 flat season retired to stud this weekend. Saxon Warrior and Alpha Centauri. Group Bloodstock editor Mark Scully alongside. And Mark, we're asking about sort of what the future holds for them both. And Saxon Warrior, the first European classic winning son of Deep Impact, he'll be attracting plenty of interest in the Bloodstock world.
Absolutely. It's always interesting. Racing fans get obviously so disappointed by the news this weekend, but the story goes on, and it's really only half time for these horses now because we've got what comes next for them. Saxon Warrior, it's important, I think, to go back to where we were back in May when he won that Guineas. Obviously, the summer hasn't panned out how he would have liked. Aidan O'Brien's been quite frank about the troubles he's had, not just with Saxon Warrior, but with his whole yard, with bugs and various things over the summer. So, you know, it could have been very different for Saxon Warrior, but we could have been talking about a horse that was a Triple Crown winner, for example. If you remember back then, it was all the talk that he could potentially be a horse to do that. Races like the Eclipse, the International, he could have taken those in. He didn't, but it's important to remember how significant he is as a son of Deep Impact, a classic winning son of Deep Impact. And whatever happens now, he's going to have every chance at stud because Coolmore will presumably furnish him with a number of their high-profile mares by Galileo because he represents that important outcross for them. So he's going to have every chance to prove himself, and every reason to think he will. You know, he's by a wonderful stallion, a very, very talented horse, versatile at trip. So yeah, I think.
And although his career didn't sort of plan out the way we all thought it would do after the 2000 Guineas, he has shown mental toughness. He ran in the Irish Derby. A week later, he was running in the Eclipse. You know, he's fought every fight sort of through the season.
Absolutely, proper O'Brien horse, really. And as I say, it's a shame that that the problems within the yard maybe perhaps deprived us of finding out truly how great he was. And nobody will be more disappointed by that than the Ballydoyle team themselves. But I mean, you only have to look at the race at the weekend. You know, Roaring Lion is obviously an exceptional animal, and was all out to beat him. Mm-hmm. You know, and yes, okay, the tactics favoured Saxon Warrior, and it was Roaring Lion was the fair winner on the day, but you saw how much Roaring Lion had to pull out to get past him after what had been, you know, as we've said a few times, not the perfect summer for him. So no, a brave horse, a talented horse, no doubt. And yeah, like I say, he'll have every chance because he's going to be covering some of the best brood mares in the world.
And undoubtedly the most brilliant performance of the 2018 flat season so far, Alpha Centauri's demolition job at Royal Ascot. She's retired to stud, obviously a filly. The future is rather different for her. What's next for her?
Yeah, well, I mean, so the reason she's so important, and linking to Coolmore again, but she's by Master Craftsman, and she was from what was at the time his most expensive crop, so bred at €35,000 covering feed. That increased again, so it's an important time for Master Craftsman this season and next season. It's when he's covered the best mares in theory, and so she demonstrates he as a stallion is able to produce the best. She'll have every chance as well because she's going to, they're going to have to find a stallion that is up to the standing of covering a mare like that. So a shame she's gone, but we'll look forward to seeing what she produces in the next few years.
Yeah, exciting times ahead. Thanks very much, Mark. Do stay up to date with all the latest Bloodstock news stories. Racingpost.com/Bloodstock.